When the last kid got off, the bus driver locked the doors and said, "It's just us now, and we've got a long drive ahead." The click of the lock made my whole body freeze. I walked up to the front and asked why he skipped my stop, and he said there was construction on my street, so he was taking a detour. That seemed weird, but I sat back down. Then he passed the next street that led to my neighborhood and the next one. "Hey, you missed the turn," I said, but he didn't respond. I ran to the front, demanding to know what was going on, but the driver just kept his eyes on the road with this creepy half smile. He told me we weren't going to my stop today, then turned down a street I'd never seen before. I yanked out my phone, but there wasn't a single bar of signal. The driver laughed and said that wouldn't work out here. Then he said something that made my blood run cold. "Don't worry about your dad. He won't notice you're gone until his shift ends at 10 o'clock. When I asked how he knew my dad's schedule, he just smiled wider. "I know everything about your family, like how your little sister Mia gets picked up from daycare at 3:30. I told him to leave my sister out of this and let me off right now, but he just laughed and said Mia was such a sweet kid. So trusting. I lunged for the emergency door handle and he grabbed my arm, shoving me back so hard I crashed into the seats. "Try that again and you'll regret it," he said, his voice suddenly ice cold. He kept driving deeper into parts of town I'd never seen while asking if I remembered my old bedroom at my mom's house. The one with the glow-in-the-dark stars on the ceiling. I felt sick because I hadn't seen my mom in over 2 years. Not since the court said she wasn't allowed near us anymore. The driver said my mom never forgot about me, though, that she talked about me and Mia all the time. He described Mia's favorite stuffed animal, the purple elephant she couldn't sleep without. He knew my dad always ordered pizza on Fridays when he was too tired to cook. This man had been watching us for months. That's when I noticed a silver sedan had been behind us for a while. The driver's window was cracked open a few inches, so I shoved my hand through the gap, waving frantically at the sedan. I screamed for help as loud as I could, begging whoever was driving to call 911. The bus driver just started laughing. "She's not gonna help you, kid. Who do you think is paying me $50,000 for this little family reunion?" I looked back at the sedan, and the driver finally came into focus. It was my mom. She saw me looking and waved like this was some kind of happy occasion. Then I noticed a tiny figure in the back seat, clutching a purple elephant. It was Mia. They already had my sister. I screamed, asking what she was doing, and the bus driver said my mom had been planning this for 2 years, ever since she lost custody, and now she was finally getting her kids back, whether we liked it or not. I asked where they were taking us, and he said I'd find out soon enough that my mom had a nice place all set up where nobody would ever find us. He pulled out his phone and told whoever answered that the kid figured it out and they were 20 minutes from the meet-up point. Then he asked if they were good to cross the state line tonight. The person on the other end must have said yes because he smiled and told me to sit back and relax since it was going to be a long ride. I thought about Mia in that car with our mom, probably confused and scared, and I knew I had to do something. We were getting on the highway soon, and once that happened, it would be over. I spotted the emergency exit at the back of the bus with its big red handle. We were slowing down for a red light. If I was going to move, it had to be now. I sprinted to the back and slammed the emergency handle with everything I had. The door flew open with an alarm, screaming loud enough to wake the dead. I jumped out and hit the pavement rolling, then scrambled to my feet just as a cop car pulled into the intersection. I ran to the officer, screaming that my sister was in the sedan and they were trying to kidnap us. He hit his lights and called for backup while I pointed at both vehicles. Within minutes, there were squad cars everywhere. They pulled my mom out in handcuffs while she screamed that the court stole her babies and she would do this 1,000 times over. An officer lifted Mia out of the sedan and carried her over to me. I hugged my sister so tight, she complained she couldn't breathe. When she asked why mommy said we were going on a surprise vacation, I just told her the trip got canceled.